gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Techegy Games of the Year podcast. This is, even though it's recorded in 2023, we are going to talk about the games that were released in 2022. And this is recorded live, and I say recorded because it's recorded and you get to listen to it after it's live, from all of the three states of North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Guys, how we doing this evening? We doing great?
Good.
How do you record something that's not live?
Live.
You said this is you said this is recorded live. How do we record something not live?
You know,
Like you would have to record a recording.
when you start questioning these, they get confusing. Just like our multiplayer game of the year. We're gonna jump into that before you criticize my opening anymore. So, multiplayer game of the year.
Multiplayer Game of the Year from Techegy Podcast 2022 End of the Year Awards. We have 3 nominees right now. First one is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. We have Overwatch 2, and we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. What'd you guys pick?
Cowabunga, dude.
Yep, Turtles.
Turtle time.
I did not. I picked Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Why?
Why?
Yep, why?
Because
You have to defend your choices here on Techegy Podcast.
Hey, I like shooters better. What can I say?
You like that better than Shredder's Revenge?
I like Shredder's Revenge. I really did. I really liked it. But I like Call of Duty. It's more realistic. It's not cartoony. It's
Oh, I'm sorry that Ninja Turtles, anthropomorphic turtles doing ninja on the streets of New York City isn't real enough for you, Mike.
Why couldn't they do it like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie?
Well, a live action would be like a Sega CD game, and they all sucked.
Yeah, no. So no, I just like Call of Duty better.
Why'd you guys pick Turtles?
I'll go first. I enjoyed playing with you guys on Xbox Live. It kind
Apparently,
of
Mike didn't.
I did. No, I liked it.
Mike does
I
not
liked
like playing with us. No.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Anyway, I like the fact that it gave you that old school feel. It's like going to your friend's house, sitting down, guys playing games all night, things like that. So
here's why I didn't like it.
Definitely, I agree with that 100%. That feeling.
100%.
Okay, and you'll agree with this.
No,
when
I
we
won't.
were playing, there was scenes where I couldn't tell who was hitting who or what was going on because there's too much stuff going on at the screen at the same time.
That was part of the experience.
Yeah, so I was just swinging randomly, but I'm just saying that's why Call of Duty, I just liked it better. What can I say?
I didn't play Modern Warfare 2, so
Yeah, I didn't either.
so I'm Shredder's Revenge also.
So
I'm telling you, I really like Shredder's Revenge. I just think Call of Duty is a little bit better game. That's all.
Marku, why'd you pick Revenge? Shredder's Revenge.
I enjoyed playing with my friends. I mean, this is the multiplayer award. And would I have had as much fun by myself? No. I mean, but as Andre said, back in the day, going over to my friend's house, with a 12-pack and just kind of hanging out, playing a game that I don't have to think a lot about, that I'm just beating stuff up.
Did we beat that in one sitting or two?
We beat it in one sitting.
I thought so. I thought we did.
In one sitting. And that right there was worth the price I paid for the game.
Well, multiplayer game means you play with your friends. So Call of Duty, you can play with your friends.
You can play multiplayer with people you never met.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I guess there's 2 people on here I've never met as well. So that's good.
But I come back to it.
in person.
Yeah.
I've never met you in person.
The game was on, Xbox Live Pass. It was on the Game Pass.
It still is, right? Or
It still is. It was, it was nostalgic. As Andre couldn't have laid that up any better. It was just it reminded me of the old days where you have basically one button or 2 buttons and a joystick. It was what invented multiplayer back in the day. That and the Simpsons game
Yes.
were several games that we played back in the day.
Turtles in Time was like one of the first like multiplayer games like all my friends sat down around a Super Nintendo and played.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how old I was, 6, 7
Yeah.
when Turtles in Time came. Well, Turtles in Time came out before. I think Turtles in Time came out like 95 or something.
Yeah.
But that was the first like real multiplayer that I
Yeah.
recall playing.
Yeah.
So MC, I'm gonna give you a final word on this and defend your terrible choice.
Which one sells more?
Okay, well, if we're using that as a gauge,
I'm just saying to back
I
up
think
my.
you might want to look up Turtles, man, because I think it did outsell a lot of stuff this year.
they sold a lot.
Did it outsell Call of Duty?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You better check yourself before you make that
I
claim.
could be wrong. I asked the question.
I don't know. Anyways, we're just giving you a hard time.
According
We're
to
giving you a hard time.
PlayStation, Call of Duty is the number one game, and they would go under if they didn't have it. You know,
I don't know about that.
that's what they say. You know,
Okay.
We're seriously, we're giving you a hard time.
I know. I ain't offended.
We
about it.
enjoyed playing Turtles with you.
Yes,
I didn't, but
you guys too.
I would have preferred our other member, but
But he doesn't play games.
he doesn't play games. So if you're watching, shout out.
Exactly.
Anyway, move on.
Next category that we have here is the best sports/racing games. We combined both. Racing's kind of a sport, sort of, right? Our 3 nominations on here. Feel free to add one if you have another one, but we have NBA 2K22, Ollie Ollie World, which was a kind of cartoonized skateboarding game, and then F122, which is another racing game. And so what did everybody pick? I only see 2 picks on here. So
Yeah, my original pick was while you were in the bathroom, Mike killed because it actually came out in 2021, which was Cruisin' Blast, which I really enjoyed. But if I have to pick one that came out this year, I have to say Safari Race by Collector Vision. You can kind of see it here. It's for the old ColecoVision system. It works with the steering wheel, it works with the joystick. You got rhinos and stuff coming out at you. Anytime you can, get in an accident with a rhino, how can you not vote for that game?
absolutely. Cool. MC, what do you got on this one?
I picked NBA 2K22.
Cool.
I don't know. I like basketball, and I like racing games too. But it wasn't Forza. F1 is not to me as good as Forza, and NBA I really liked it, so I thought that was the best one. Ollie World I didn't really play, so I couldn't really pick that one.
And Mr. DRE2K.
Straight 2K.
I am picking one that's not on that list. It's
Sure.
WWE 2K22.
WWE 2K22. Okay.
Well, I'm
That's
a
good.
wrestling fan, so go figure. And that's my only quote unquote sports game. So,
Aside from MLB ones or the show now the show. Well, I mean, I played the show on PlayStation 4, but now the show's on Xbox
And on Xbox Pass.
and it's on Game Pass. Yeah, you are right.
Okay.
If you want to simulate actually sitting at a baseball park and watching a 2.5 hour long baseball game, play the show because you can do it.
That is a good game. That's definitely a good game.
I remember last year when I was back home for Christmas in 2021, when I was playing the show 21, and my dad come in the room and he's sitting there watching. I had the controller in my hand, but he was just watching TV. He's like, "What game is this?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, which game?" And I said, "Well, this is the show." He's like, No. What 2 teams are playing on TV right now?" He thought it was a real baseball game. Well, he was confused because it was December and there was a baseball game on TV. But anyways, so I picked Ollie Ollie World. I only, I'll be honest with you, I only played it for like 2 hours. I still haven't had a chance to like fully play it. But if you like skateboarding games, if you like the Tony Hawk stuff, but like a little bit more, I can't say that because I was gonna say a little bit more arcadey than Tony Hawk, but Tony Hawk games are arcadey, pretty arcadey. It's kind of cartoonized, stylized, a little bit, but it's a good game. I would pick it up. So next on the list is best sim Best sim / strategy. I combined slash and strategy together, so strash. We have Dune, Spice Wars, 2 Point Campus, and Victoria 3.
Victoria's Secrets.
Yeah, that one didn't make the cut, unfortunately.
Is that like Spice Girls?
Yeah, it's
Dead
Dune-
silence. Dune
it's Dune-
Spice Wars mainly
Dune Spice
because
Girls
I
Wars.
played a little bit of that one. Whereas 2 Point Campus, I've played a little bit of that before, but I didn't play a whole lot. And Victoria 3, I never played. So, but I like Dune, the movie, and I like the strategy game. So that's kind of why I picked that one.
The new Dune stuff is pretty good. The HBO one,
Yeah.
the Lynch movie. Oh my god. Where do we even start? Now, I don't really have one in this one.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, I really don't. I mean, unless you're talking VR bowling, it really isn't strategy. Andre, what do you have, man?
I'm going with 2 Point Campus.
Oh, yeah?
It's a good game.
No particular reason. I just thought it was a pretty cool game.
That's the one that I went with too, as well. Actually, it's not bad. I didn't play Dune Spice Wars, so that might be why I picked Campus. But it's good, and it's not the only. There's other 2 Point games as well out there, but 2 Point Campus was interesting. And that's what we had on the list, so we picked it. Best family game is next, and we have Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Splatoon 3, and Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. What'd you guys pick?
I have to go with Kirby.
Kirby, we got one for Kirby.
If Lego was Batman, that would be pretty tough for me to go with Kirby in that respect. But
Yeah, what are you, like a Batman fanboy?
yeah, I like Batman. I'm
Like, do you like wear t-shirts with Batman on
I
them?
wear t-shirts with Batman, and even like when Twilight Boy plays Batman. But no, I mean, Batman has a little bit better sense of humor than the Star Wars.
You know, what's funny, I was out one time and I heard some girl, like a young girl, yelling Batman, Batman. And I was like looking around, I know what she was talking about. So I turned around and I thought she was talking to me, but she was saying Fat Man.
All righty then. So I go with Kirby.
Okay, we got one for Kirby. MC, what do you got?
I went with Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. Me and Matthew, my son, own it, and I played it. It's very funny. It's very good. They did a very good job with it. The other two, I played older versions, but never played these newer ones, so I really couldn't comment on them. But Lego Star Wars is very, very good.
With multiple people, with your kids, it's a great. It's obviously.
Yeah.
Dr. E, what do you got?
I'm going with Kirby because, for one, this is the first 3D Kirby.
Oh, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's not.
No, it's more open world, though.
Oh, okay. Open world, yes. Kirby Dreamland was for the Nintendo 64 was the first 3D Kirby.
But it's more open world.
That's true. I agree. That's factual.
Yeah, that's the main reason I went with it. I'm kind of outgrown Nintendo. I feel like they've left me behind. So
really,
yeah.
That's a shame. But I also go with Kirby on that one. It's Kirby.
It's Kirby.
It's Kirby. It's a fun little pink, whatever you want to, whatever he is.
He's a Pepto-Bismol man.
Yeah, like a marshmallow. I don't know.
But flavored marshmallow.
Yeah, I mean, can you really go wrong with a Kirby game?
No.
Just for sheer, like, at least this for the category family fun, but I mean, you can't go wrong with a Kirby game. So our next one is best RPG, and I don't even know if I need to read off the other titles on here, but I'm going to, and I'm going to read them in reverse, actually. So the first one is Steel Rising. The second one is Diablo Immortal. How'd that get on there? That's a mobile game. Anyways, the third nomination is Elden Ring. Andre, I'm not sure what your opinion on this one is, but I think we're unanimously all in agreement on Elden Ring for this one. Nope. Wait, he's getting kicked out. I'm kicking him.
What do you got? What's yours?
What you got, Andre?
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Video.
I did that. Andre, turn your video back on. I just kicked your video.
Yeah, he's Andrew's trying now.
I was just kidding. There you go. Hey, you have a background.
He's got
Yeah.
background now. Look at that.
Wow. Anyways, go ahead.
But no, I was just joking. Of course, it was the Elden Ring, man.
Yeah, Elden Ring was definitely the best
Were
RPG.
Anyone who sat in our Discord the night of the Game Awards that we don't care about, that nobody cares about, but I was expecting Elden Ring to be stolen, to not get the win on what it deserved, and when it did, I was a fanboy about it. I mean, what other RPG this year, or even in the last couple years, even comes close to Elden Ring since Skyrim? I will say that since Skyrim.
Yes.
Which
Did
are-
you win anything last year?
I mean, on the level of Elden Ring, since Skyrim came out in 2007 or 8, whenever it came out, what has come close?
Nothing.
No. And that's a
But in 2020, the Final Fantasy remake.
yes. And what came out? No, before 2020, Final Fantasy 15 was very good as well. It was when that come out 2016 or 2017?
I think it was 2017.
2017. Final Fantasy. Okay, I'll retract. That was close, but it still was no Skyrim. Skyrim.
Yeah.
I level set my RPGs based on Skyrim.
Yeah.
Because for me that's the quint. I mean, there's other great RPGs, obviously,
Yes,
amazing RPGs, but Skyrim is the gold standard for RPGs, at least for me.
For me too. Although
And
Elden Ring's close.
Elden Ring is very close. I don't know if I had to pick one like to live with the rest of my life and only play one of them, I think I might very closely pick Skyrim.
Yeah,
It's so close, but I don't know. I don't want to be in that position to pick that, but I would probably pick Skyrim if I had to.
both.
Fallout New Vegas for me.
I forgot about Fallout. It would be Fallout 3 for me, which I maybe a hot take here, but I actually think that Fallout 4 was better than New Vegas.
I'm a fantasy guy. I still like Skyrim better than Fallouts and all that.
Yeah.
Even though I like Fallouts, it's still I think Skyrim's better.
My thing about Fallout, my only complaint about Fallout, and I know what they were doing with the aesthetics, but everything is green and brown.
Yep.
Up until they did whatever your opinions of Vault 76 are, at least there's some different textures and colors and stuff going on in there, and it's not just green and brown. But if you look back at that time period when Fallout 3 came out, there were a lot of different games that they only had like 2 color palettes, and a lot of them were brown, or they had a green filter, or they had something on them. But also Fallout games are also classic RPGs, but I think like I said, for me, Skyrim is the...
I mean, you fight dragons. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Not only that, but like all the different armors, all the different weapons, the enchantments, the
That's
skills, and everything. You can't.
You can become a vampire, a werewolf. So
And 13 years later, they're still selling Skyrim on new consoles. They're selling 20th anniversary edition, or not 20th anniversary editions. 10th anniversary edition. They're selling all these different editions of Skyrim, and people are still buying them. I just bought one this year.
Any new system comes out, they put it on it, and people rebuy it.
It's
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah. It's 50 years from now, maybe not 50, 30 years from now. Skyrim will be like Doom, the original Doom. They have it to where the original Doom is playing on calculators, it's playing on all these Internet of Things devices. Well, eventually that'll be Skyrim. Skyrim will be playing on your refrigerator in 20 or 30 years. Anyways, so our next category here is best action and adventure. We have 3 here. If you need to add one. We have A Plague's Tale Requiem, Horizon Forbidden West, and Tunic.
And Turner's Adventure.
You're adding that?
I actually did add it. It's in there.
No, it's not.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, you have it down as a different. I thought that was a headliner category.
Oh, okay.
If I have to, it's not a great game, but I enjoyed it for what little I actually played it. It was probably the shortest Borderlands game I ever played, but it's the one that I played of that, that group, so I have to go with that one.
Playing with you guys playing it was fun, but
Yeah.
when I was playing it on my own, I just wasn't having fun.
It was boring as shit.
Yeah. But as a multiplayer, it should have been in the multiplayer category.
But the Shredders, from a multiplayer perspective,
Oh, sure.
playing with you guys, the Shredders one was the better game. But if dealing with adventure, this game right here is probably, of all the ones I played in 2020, that is probably the best game for adventure.
Sure.
And everybody else is speechless.
All right.
Hearing
Yeah.
our assessment of that.
MC, what'd you pick?
Well, here's the thing. I will say I like Tunic a lot, but
Sure.
Plague's Tale Requiem, the graphics are excellent. It's a good story. You do stealth stuff. You can shoot people. You can catch stuff on fire. I mean, there's so much you could do. So much you could do, and it's so good graphics. I don't know. I really like it. I haven't quite finished it yet, but so far that I know, I really like it better than at least the ones I see on the list there. So,
Were our picks not good enough for you?
well, I'm just saying that it's better than them, and that's I don't know what else was out this year anyway.
Mr. Andre, what'd you pick?
Mr. Andre.
Tiny Tina. One, I enjoyed playing with you guys in that game, and I actually thought it was very funny, very entertaining. I played the majority of the story by myself and almost got to the end, but didn't level up enough, so I got stuck at the boss. So I'm eventually going to finish it in 2023, sometime this year.
Let us know when you're going to finish it. We'll help you.
Oh, okay.
I uninstalled it.
John, that was another game that was pretty good, but it kind of come in a little too late there. High on Life was a good game.
Oh, yeah, it came out right there in the end.
It come out at the end. I didn't even think about it, but I really like that game. It's hilarious.
Well, I said we can have leniency on December games, so next year maybe we'll include it.
Well, we should have included. I just never thought about it.
Well, when we came up with this list, it wasn't out yet.
That's right. That's true. We did this list before it was out.
Yeah, and we did this list back. I think we did this at the beginning of December.
Right?
Yeah, so it still wasn't out yet. There's just High on Life just came out like the last 2 weeks, right? Right before Christmas.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked Horizon Forbidden West. I've always been a fan of the Horizon series, which is only 2 games right now. But I picked that one. I just like the atmosphere, the storyline, the giant robotic dinosaur creatures and all that. So that's the one I picked. So next on our list is Best Action Game. And we have a renomination in here with Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. We have Dying Light 2, Stay Human, and wait, somebody picked Tiny Tina's Wonderland for us. Who put this in here? That was us, right? MC, we put that in there.
We put it in there.
Yeah, I guess it's in here. It's not a extra edition, I don't think. So anyway, so yeah, TMNT, Shredder's Revenge, Dying Light 2, Stay Human, and Tiny Tina's Wonderland. You got me almost saying Turner. All right, boys, what'd you pick and why? Anyone?
Go MC. Go MC.
Oops, I just messed something up here, but I would say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You pick it now?
Well, I must have forgot to pick it, but yeah, I would say.
No, I mean you didn't pick it earlier for multiplayer. You picked Call of Duty.
Well, yeah, because multiplayer Call of Duty's better. This one
multiplayer Call of Duty in my pants.
This is like a beat 'em up. It's an action game.
I mean, it is. Yes. Okay, that's fair.
All right.
Sure. MM, what'd you pick?
Oh, it's Turtles game.
Toidles. You picked Toidles.
Toidles.
You picking Toidles too?
No, sir, I'm not. I was
Oh.
just saying that, being silly. But I picked Dying Light 2. Graphics were amazing.
I agree.
Only problem I had with that game was the day and night cycle went too fast. I think the day and night cycle went way too fast.
Fair.
No, I really liked Dying Light 2 too. I really did. That's why it was kind of a hard decision for me. But
Well, we probably should have had Elden Ring in this category too, since it's an action RPG. But I did pick Shredder's Revenge in this instance as well. Dying Light 2, I have not played yet. And Tiny Tina's wondering, like I said, I love playing multiplayer with you guys, but by myself, it wasn't the same
It was
experience.
terrible.
I'm not. I don't know if I'll say terrible, but like I just didn't have
Boring.
motivation. I didn't have motivation to play by myself. Like when we played together, I did because we were all goofing off and going through the storyline. But just by myself, it wasn't the same. So next category we have is best VR/AR, and our 3 nominees again.
4 nominees.
4 Oh yeah, sorry, I missed the giant bold text right below it. We have red. I don't know how I did
I
that.
just noticed that.
In the largest text in this document, I somehow missed it.
Yeah.
We have Red Matter 2, Moss Book 2, Bone Labs, and Among Us VR. Did Among Us VR come out in 2022?
It did.
Okay. All right. Anyways, I don't know who to start here. Let's start with Andre this time. What'd you pick, Andre?
I would go with Among Us just for the mere fact I played the ones for the Xbox. Haven't played any VR. So.
See, I've only played Among Us on mobile, like on my phone. But it's kind of fun, like if you're just laying in bed.
Exactly.
I've never played it in VR though. So I saw you picked it for VR. So what'd you pick that for?
I played the evaluation of it. It was fun. Looking at the games that came out last year, a lot of the games, again, I'm new to the VR stuff. Sorry. Did Andre lock up?
No, he's there.
Okay. I heard no, the looking at the games that were released in 2022, it was the one that I thought was the best looking game. It was the one that was most immersive and from the standpoint of taking something and doing more with it. I mean, Resident Evil, it was released at the very end of 2021. It would have been hard for me to pick this one over that one, but again, we're talking 2022. The game was beautiful. It was well designed.
Yeah, it's kind of unexpected too. Like of all the VR games, Among Us, right? So it's a little bit innovative, I guess. I mean, I'll give it that. It is fun to play multiplayer. Like I said, just if you're just laying in bed at night, it's sometimes just fun to get into and play. Did I miss anybody? MC, did you go?
I did not go.
Go ahead.
Actually, I'm gonna say I've never played any of these. Because of this, I've watched a lot of video on them, and by far Red Matter has the best graphics, best looking 3D, best, what do you want to call it? Almost like ray tracing in it and everything else. And plus some of the story I saw looked really good. But I really can't make a judgment on this because I have never played any of these.
Well, you should
Just
put your
watched
initials
video
on
on them. So, but
well, I will say I did play Red Matter 2. I do have it, and you're right. It's very good. It's very fun. I did pick that one, and I think it's only like $20 or maybe $25.
Yeah, which is probably gonna be the next one I buy.
So if you don't have it, if you have that 25, just smack my mic. But if you have that $25 to spare, and you're looking for like a VR game, Red Matter 2, 100%. Next one we have on the list is Best Mobile. Whoa. Nominees are Marvel Snap ad that looks like sheep almost. Marvel Snap ad. What is ad?
Oh, that was me for my vote.
Oh. Your initials. Okay, I was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, okay. Well, that's okay, gotcha. Sorry. So Marvel Snap, Genshin Impact, which are we sure that came out in 2022? I think we actually looked that up.
I thought we did.
We did, and it did, right? Okay, anyways, and Diablo Immortal. Let's go, MC. What'd you pick?
Well, here once again, I have never played any of these. I do know.
Why are you even on here?
Huh?
Why are you?
There's hey, two categories. What can I say? I'm not a mobile game player, but here's the thing. A lot of people I know, even Matthew, has played Marvel Snap, and I know that's really, really good. But I'm a Diablo guy no matter what. You know what I mean? I love Diablo. So
Yep.
I don't know.
No, I'm gonna
Don't
inject.
go by me.
I'm going to interject myself in here that I still play Diablo Immortal on my phone quite often, and there are some fair criticisms and some decent reasons for people to not like it or not want to admit that it's part of the Diablo universe or whatever. But if you just play it as a mobile game, don't worry about buying the add-ons and the clothing, accessories, and things like that. Just play it as it is. It's pretty fun. It's free. And it's on your phone or your iPad or your Android tablet. I mean, just play it. People look too much into stuff sometimes and they judge things based on, oh, it's Blizzard trying to make money. Okay, what company isn't trying to make money? And I'm not saying that that's a good business practice or what's not, but like, let's be honest. What company, if they see a market for something, why would you not try to take advantage of that? It's a stupid criticism, in my opinion. And I'm not saying it's a good practice for Blizzard to market a mobile game like Diablo, but obviously people are playing it, and obviously people are buying things of it, or they wouldn't keep it in the stores, in the app stores. Anyways, Andre, what'd you pick?
I wonder what I wanted to be.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what you're gonna say. So I'm gonna mute you. I'm muting you right now. But what'd you pick, Andre?
Marvel Snap. For the mere fact that I love comic books for one, and it's a collectible card game, and it's just so much fun. I'll wake up in the middle of the night, get a couple of quick games in, go right back to bed. I'm like, okay, got my fix. Nap time.
Yeah, my brother-in-law and sister were here back before Thanksgiving, and he was like glued to his phone playing Marvel Snap the entire time he was here.
Yeah, the guy, him and the other guy at work, that's all they play. So, right now.
What do you got, MM?
You know, unless Microsoft Teams is considered a mobile app game, I don't, to quote another person, it's on some of our podcasts, I don't play mobile games. So the Marvel one would probably be the most interesting to me. But the fact that I just don't play them, I really can't vote for any game in there. So I have to basically MC this one. I just don't play it.
That's now a verb. Now
it's a verb. It's an MC.
We're MCing it. We're gonna pick it without playing.
I'm MCing it. I'm not. I can't vote for something I haven't played. So,
sure.
Unless it's Microsoft Teams.
Well, okay, Microsoft Teams is your pick.
Best mobile game.
Next category is best indie game. We got Code of the Lamb, Signalis, Somerville. MC, what'd you pick?
I picked Somerville, and it's a sci-fi kind of puzzle game and kind of stealth game. And even if you don't like it, you should at least try the first 20 minutes of the game, because
I'd say give it a fair hour.
Well, okay, but in the first 20 minutes of that game, if they would have just kept the rest of the game going that way,
I agree.
An ultimate game, because the first 20 minutes were excellent.
Yeah, I didn't finish it actually because it really.
I'm not completely done with it, but I am very far in it, and I liked it. I really did. Now, Signalis, I didn't play that, and I hear it's really good. So
it is. MM, what'd you pick?
I picked the Blaze Evercade, one of their games, which they did a bunch of indie games. And the one I kind of liked was a game called Cathedral, where it's kind of an old style action 8-bit game.
I've actually not seen this.
It's not, I don't have it on the list. I didn't add it to the list.
No. I mean, like, I've not seen the game.
If you look up on
who made it? I'm sorry, who made it?
It's up on Evercade. It's on Blaze.
Evercade. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're starting to release.
Okay.
Yeah, they're starting to release some pretty cool stuff.
No, I have seen this actually, and I do want. This is on my list to play. I do want this.
Yeah. No, it's.
You said what'd you say they were releasing new?
They've been releasing new indie games.
Yeah.
For a while they were releasing a lot of stuff from older systems, the Jalico, the Atari, some Namco, some of those, but they've recently gotten into releasing some of the games that are not, first run, not old retro games, but some games that look like retro games, but they're new games. This thing right here was one of the packs that I just recently got, and as we're looking at indie games, I definitely want to put this one on people's radar.
Yeah, no, it looks good. From what I've seen, the music sounds great. It's on my list, actually. I just didn't realize that's what it was.
There's people on my list, but for different reasons.
Sure. Andre, who just disappeared, there he is.
There he is. Man, the myth.
My indie game of the year would be Midnight Fight Express. I don't know if y'all know about this game. It's on Game Pass. Supposedly, only one person made this game.
It was me.
It's a beat 'em up. Obviously, it's got customization. You can use a lot of the environment as weapons. It's a pretty cool game. So that would be mine.
Cool. I picked Signalis. I mean, I think there was a lot of talk and a lot of hype when Signalis came out, and I think it lived up to it. If I believe it's on Game Pass, right?
It is, I think.
So if you have Game Pass, check out Signalis. I think that's PC and Xbox. If not, go watch a video, decide if you want to buy it. I think it's only $30 in the other stores, like the PlayStation Store. But yeah, definitely worth it. So next category is games for emotional damage. Games for emotions. We have As Dusk Falls, A Plague's Tale Requiem, and God of War Ragnarok.
Are we talking about emotions that pissed you off, or are we talking
I mean, technically, it could be any emotions.
It could be,
It's just
it could be
games
sad,
for
happy.
emotions. Yeah.
Mad, sad, happy.
How did the game make you feel? Anyone please feel free to go on this one first.
I'll go ahead and go first.
Andre.
Didn't play anything on this list, but I'm going with God of War just from my past experience with that series. Some very violent moments.
Yep. Absolutely.
Really funny moments where you'll go, holy beep.
There,
God of War.
So I actually finished God of War right before Christmas, and it's very heavy storyline driven game, which I think was a lot of people's complaints because it went from being an action game to, I mean, a lot of people said it was like an interactive movie, which is not true. That's not a fair criticism, but there are a lot more single button oriented action scenes, and there's a lot more video with context and things like that. So if you're into that, and I could see God of War Ragnarok being a choice. MC, what'd you pick?
I picked As Dusk Falls. It's basically, you make choices, and if anyone's, well, here's the way this is. This is basically has to do with the family and what they run into and the people they run into, and you make decisions on whether, I don't want to give too much away, but whether people live, die, or whatever happens to them. And this thing is a roller coaster of emotion. There are so many tragic things that can happen to this family depending on what you choose. So to me, the reason I picked it, it has more emotion than any of these other games, even though I love Plague's Tale. And I am a God of War fan, even though I didn't play this one. But this Dusk Fall has everything from happiness to sadness to death to you name it, So you'll go through every emotion if you play that game.
And what system is it on?
It's on Xbox. It's in Game Pass, and it's a different type of. What were the ones called where you had like
Telltale games, kind of like
it's kind of like a Plague's Tale game done in a little bit different kind of graphic style, but it's full of action. It's full of decision making. And what's neat is after you make the decision, actually you beat a chapter, it shows you all the decisions you can make. It shows you the tree and what can actually happen without telling you the end of the story, which is really cool. So, I mean, it's actually, a lot of people won't do it because it's that Telltale type game. But out of every I've played a bunch of Telltales. This is better than them. This is better than all of them.
Okay.
So.
Cool. MM, what'd you pick?
If we're dealing with raw emotion, and I'm gonna be a little tongue in cheek here, I think NHL 23 is a game that evoked the most emotion out of me.
Why is that?
Because it locked up all the frickin' time The game was buggy as hell. I paid $70 for it and went on sale the week after it came out for like 40. I mean, it invoked every emotion that a game publisher should not want to evoke in a person who's been buying their series since the Sega Genesis, before they even had a number after it. You know, and again, I'm being a little tongue in cheek from the emotion side, but I have to say I've never been more disappointed in a game series, and they've done a few other things as well. You know, NHL, it says it's in the game. Some of the things that they chose to do with this version are not realistic to the way the NHL actually is.
Yeah. You have this game on the list one more time.
I do, and then we'll get to that here soon. But
Yeah, let's not don't.
But again, it hit me with a lot of emotion. So if we're dealing with emotions, I have to put this game up there.
Sure. So I picked the Plague's Tale Requiem. Simple. I think that the story was there. It's very dramatic, and it's the whole story is depressing and sad. But it kind of hits you. You know, there's the relationship going on between like sisters and family and that. So that was my pick. Next one is best retro. And our the three games that we have on here right now are Crazy Chicky Jr., Ghost Rush, and Atari 50th Anniversary Edition.
You know, I came close to adding Mr. Do Run Run. I came very close to adding it. It's a great game, made by Collector Vision, but
he's had that in his pants this entire episode, folks.
It wasn't in my pants. I was sitting over here. But I mean, I love this game. This game here is a lot of fun.
So why'd you pick Atari 50th Anniversary?
Why did I pick Atari 50th Anniversary? You know, I had my reservations about it when it first came out. It was like, okay, this is a cash grab. I've seen especially authors, you know, in the retro arena just doing cash grabs. It's you see it a lot. You look at Atari, you look at some of the flashbacks and some of the stuff that's come out.
Oh yeah.
You wonder, when this thing right here was released, was announced, was getting ready to come out, was this just going to be another one of those cash grabs? I have to say no. And the reason I say no is the video content alone, some of the stuff that they did with that video content, some of the stories that they told, some of the way they did the menuing with the games and stuff. There was a lot of love for the subject matter. It was a love letter to Atari. And again, the people that have made the game today aren't the Atari that existed, 50 years ago. That was a different Atari that existed, 50 years ago. But this thing was a love letter, to my opinion, was a love letter to Atari. So that was the reason why I picked it.
And I think I'll even go further, say no, and I picked it as well. Not only is it a love letter to Atari, but I think it's a love letter to that entire first generation of gaming.
Agreed.
And that goes for the arcade games and even the other systems, even if they're not in there. A lot of these games were on multiple systems. They were in arcades. That's just a love letter to that. That's a love letter to that entire time period.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely agree.
MC, what do you got?
All right. It was Crazy Chicky Jr. up until Atari 50th Anniversary was released.
Crazy Chicky Jr.
Because really we started this retro one out as 8-bit games and everything else.
We did.
And we kind of thought of it should be the small time programmer that gets this category. But then when Atari 50th Anniversary come out with the timeline with all the Atari games, like the arcade games and the 5200 and the 7800 and all them, and then even showing newspaper articles and background notes of what people that worked there said and everything else. How could you not say Atari 50th Anniversary? The only problem is, I kind of wanted this category to be for like the small time programmer, that there's only a couple people working on a game than one that had hundreds of people working on it or something, or whatever. But you know, they did a great job. So
Well,
you
maybe
know, what are
next
you gonna do?
maybe next year we'll include indie.
Well, I think we should make it
Indie.
two.
We'll do
Yeah.
we'll do homebrew and then we'll do retro
Right.
release.
Right. That's what we need to do, because you know, I kind of, you know, was looking for, you know, we want someone that's making a game for an older system. But then when you see what Atari did, it was like, this thing was fabulous. So what are you gonna do? You know.
Yeah, I mean, with all the commentary and the videos,
Yes, I
like,
mean,
it
you
bleeds
know.
right into the gameplay as well, and then you have access to all the games that are in there,
Yeah.
plus a couple new like
Plus,
remakes.
they had some new ones, and then they had some hidden ones. You had to do
Yeah.
challenges to release
And
too.
then they just released an update a couple weeks ago, which I have not had the chance to see what's in
Oh,
there.
I haven't seen
I
it either.
heard
I haven't seen it.
I heard that there was more video and a couple new games,
Oh, geez.
so they've released that as well.
Yeah, and the
Andre.
price and the price was right. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the price was right in there.
Yep. So
Andre,
Andre, do you
I'm
have?
going with Atari. I haven't played anything on this list, but just the mere fact of what Atari did with that collection, it's like an interactive documentary.
yep.
Got tons of games on there, some rare games at that. Because I saw a video about a fighting game on there that was super terrible. I think it might have been for the Jaguar, if I'm not mistaken. And I picked that one.
we have a total agreement on one category.
Atari,
Yeah.
that's actually it's the second one because we agreed on Elden Ring earlier.
We did.
And I
Yeah.
think that might happen again.
But there's a reason for both of them. They are the best.
Yeah, they are the best. I mean,
in their category.
in their
best
category.
art direction. And no, none of us got kicked out of art school and we're mad about it.
I almost went to art school.
We what country? We got Scorn, we got Elden Ring, and we got drop my pencil. We got God of War Ragnarok for best art direction. Boys, what did we pick?
I'm gonna go first.
Go for it.
Scorn.
Scorn.
Reminds me of Aliens, H.H. Giger.
Yeah. I mean, the artwork was what's the guy's name? I can't think of his name right now. Geiger, H.R. Geiger.
It was him. He did the art for that.
Yeah.
What's the guy?
wow.
who did
No. Geiger did not do the art. It's
No, he did not.
inspired.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, H.R. Geiger is dead.
Right. Right.
See, I
It's
didn't know that.
representative of his, you know.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I picked Scorn. Best art direction.
I'm also good. It's like I picked the same one.
Yeah.
All of these have great artwork in them, but Scorn to me is just so much different than something we've seen in the last couple years. You know, in that alien kind of graphic artwork. You know, it isn't the best game, but the artwork in it is definitely fabulous. You know, so
Same as you, buddy. It's got to
Elden
be
Ring.
Elden Ring. Yeah, it's got to be Elden Ring. I
That's
didn't
it.
play it, but looking at everything I looked at, oh man, it's gorgeous.
Scorn is very close. I did have a difficult choice to make there. I picked Elden Ring because Elden Ring is the only game since Skyrim. Okay, and Fallout. Okay, hold on, wait. We gotta be careful here. Fallout and Skyrim, since I've actually I have collector edition guides and artwork coffee table books that are literally just books with artwork from the game that sit on a coffee table in your living room. There are so many different land areas and biomes and weather in that game, the armor, the weapons, all the different things. I mean, the whole art direction obviously is dark, gloomy, you're tarnished, you need to become, the Elden Lord and restore whatever it is, whether it's some golden order or the madness or whatever. Man, I'm telling you, Elden Ring did it for me. It's gonna be hard.
Well, the reason I didn't pick it, John, was because
I didn't
Elden
ask.
Ring, in their other games, there's artwork like this. I mean, it's not the same, but
Okay,
it's
and yes,
represented the type of artwork they've done. So it's been done before, where Scorn has not been.
sure, I agree. I do agree with that. And like I said, it was very close. So I think that covers all of us for that category.
Yeah, it does.
So we got best narrative. For this category, we have a Plague's Tale Requiem, Immortality, and Elden Ring. Take it away, boys.
I have to say a Plague's Tale. It had that's it's on X. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's the one that was on Xbox Live.
Yep.
I played it to try to get some achievements. It had a very good narrative. So I know I agree with a few of the other people on here. It's not my kind of game. I will say it was a little too. I don't want to use the word boring, but slow. But it was a good. It was a very good narrative. So if you're into those kind of games, I'd have to go with that one.
Yeah, I actually picked it too. And here's the thing: I've been fanboying and simping for Elden Ring this whole time. But I'll be totally honest, to get actually dive into the narrative around Elden Ring, it requires a lot of time, a lot of exploration. And if you're not piecing pieces together, you can miss a whole lot in that game. The narrative is dysfunctional, and that's the way that every Soulsborne game is too. So it's not just Elden Ring. It's dysfunctional, and it's meant to be that way. You're meant to play and discover new pieces each time you play. But from a narrative driven standpoint, it is not a narrative driven game. So I didn't pick it. Immortality, I didn't honestly really care for it that much. So Plague's Tale Requiem for me.
Andre, you want to go first?
Oh, go ahead.
What's that?
He said, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, I'll go first. Okay. No, I was a Plague Tale Requiem too. I mean, it has a good story and narrative. Immortality has a lot of narrative in it too, but it's all jumbled up and it's hard to follow. And Elden Ring doesn't have as much narrative in it, basically. So
It's there. There's lore and stuff.
It is, but
you
it's
really
not
you
like-
really got to dig and piece stuff together.
right. Whereas Plague Tale, you follow a story, so it's so go ahead, Andre.
And I am also going to go with Plague's Tale because story.
Yeah, it had a story.
So we're all in it's unanimous. That's another one.
3 for 3.
Yep. So most innovative game is next. So I'm gonna go reverse here. We have Vampire Survivors, Immortality, and Atari 50th Anniversary Collection. I'll start since I don't think I've actually started one yet. So I actually picked Immortality, that one, after I just got done trashing it in the narrative one. But for as far as innovation goes, Immortality is different. I'm surprised we didn't put Scorn on this list, actually. Maybe we should have not had
Vampire Survivor on there.
because that's a twin stick kind of roguelike.
Yeah, it's been done
thing.
before.
Anyways, it is what it is. But I picked Immortality because it was different, at least what's been released in the last couple of years. You didn't really see a whole lot of that. So that's why I picked Immortality. MM, what'd you pick?
I picked the Atari, and the reason I did was because of what they did with all that old content. I kind of liked, when you have that much stuff and it's been recycled so many times over the years, you have 50 years to bring it back, put it on flashback, stuff like that, to be so creative on how they did it with the way they did timelines, with the way they even trashed themselves at some point, trashed the history of their own system. Yep. I'd have to say that one was, of the ones I played, that one was the most innovative, especially considering the material was older material.
Sure. Andre, what do you think? What was your most innovative game?
Probably Atari one, just for the mere fact that I don't know about you guys, but I've never heard of any video game compilation coming out that's basically an interactive documentary.
It was it's very thorough too. Like, can you imagine if Nintendo released something like that?
Ooh, that would be pretty sweet.
That would be. I think I need every company to do what Atari did.
I agree.
MC, what'd you pick?
Well, this was a tough choice. I mean, Atari 50th Anniversary was totally different with the timeline and everything else, but Immortality takes FMV games and completely changes the way you could do them. I mean, it was really innovative. I mean, I've never, ever seen anything like that before. Atari 50th anniversary. There may be some other things out there that do a little bit of a timeline or something. They're not anywhere even closer as good as that one. But Immortality just took FMVs and basic games and just basically you could revolutionize the way you do them. No one's ever thought of this idea before.
No, I agree.
So.
I agree. Done differently. Well, did I miss anyone? No, we got everybody. We are at that time that everybody's been waiting for. This is the Techegy end of the year game of the year.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Our nominees are A Plague's Tale Requiem, God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring. Does anyone have a game they want to add?
No.
What is everybody's game of the year?
Elden
Ring.
Elden Ring.
Techegy podcast. Stay nerdy, my friends.
Yeah.
It is Elden Ring. I mean, I'm not even going to argue with somebody about it. God of War Ragnarok was a great game. But I'll be totally honest with you. I would give God of War Ragnarok an 8.5, and I give Elden Ring a 9.5.
I mean, they're all good.
It was boring.
Wait, they're all good games, but Elden Ring is far better than the other two.
Elden Ring is not perfect. No game is perfect.
No game is perfect.
There are flaws. I will call Elden Ring out. There's some things that I think that should have been fixed that ended up not being fixed, but it is what it is. It's a Soulsborne game. They usually don't fix what they want you to fix, and they screw with other stuff and mess it up. But I mean, let's just put it this way. I have over 400 hours in Elden Ring this year in my playthroughs. I'm on New Game +4. It consumed the first 3/4 of this year.
You need a girlfriend.
For me, I do. I haven't seen her in 7 months. I mean, what other game this year had an impact like Elden Ring? Honestly, it over other games. Horizon Forbidden West came out a couple weeks after Elden Ring, and I felt so bad for that release because it was totally overshadowed by Elden Ring. You should have come up with any excuse to push that off into the summer and say, listen, we found some bugs. We're not publishing, we'll release the game in June, not in March. That was dumb. You got overshadowed by Elden Ring. Any other game, I honestly think you could have released Ragnarok 2 weeks after Elden Ring and it still would have been overshadowed.
I feel pretty strongly about this game.
I agree with him.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with him.
I think Miyazaki should call me and him and I can work out something where I'm promoting this game on our podcast. But Elden Ring is the Techegy game of the year for 2022 unanimously. And I'm still playing it. I was just playing it again the other night. I can't stop. I'll put it down for a while and play something else, and then I just want to go back and keep playing it. And I don't think there's going to be another game in the next at least 5 years that's going to have the impact that Elden Ring did. That's my opinion. You only have games like this every 10 years. Skyrim, Fallout, then you have nothing. And then Elden Ring, and then you're going to have nothing for 5 or 10 years. So we do have one more category here. Did anybody else want to say something about Elden Ring? Sorry, I kind of hogged that. No.
What more could you say about Elden Ring?
I mean, I took my pants off for Elden Ring, so
You're already off.
That's fair. I don't know. MC's gone, so
yeah, I mean, you've already lost him, and you're
I'm back.
Yeah. So our actual final category here tonight is worst game of the year.
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 And we have 4 nominees. Feel free to add any more that you can think off the top of your head. But we have Crossfire X, Nobody Saves the World, Babylon's Fall, and NHL 23. Andre, do you want to add one to that, or are you good?
I'm going back and forth about this one.
Yeah, explain.
Well,
Narrate.
I enjoyed it, but it was broken. Did we have a best broken game?
We'll have that next year, but we'll combine it in with worst game of the year. for now.
If it's broken, it is the worst game of the year.
That's not necessarily true.
Well, maybe not.
Because I enjoyed the story and everything. And
But wait, which game is this?
Saints Row, the remake.
Wait, what?
Saints Row.
Yeah,
Oh,
the new
Row.
Saint Row's out. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
it was broken.
But I mean, if you enjoyed it, is it your worst game of the year?
Touche, my friend. Touche.
Even if it's objectively a bad game, if you enjoyed it, it's
You
not
enjoyed
worst
it.
game of the year.
Yeah.
If you have enjoyment, it's not worst game of the year. Get
No.
it out of here. Out of here.
Okay, we'll stick with what we got.
No, is there a game that you played at all this year that you absolutely like you played it for just like 10 or 15 minutes and you're like,
No, there's not. But
okay.
I heard about Crossfire X. I didn't even bother to download it.
Wait, what was it?
I said I heard about Crossfire X and I didn't bother to download it.
Yeah.
Good idea not to download it.
Why is that, MC?
Why is it? I don't know. I tried to play it, and it just isn't a very good shooter game. I mean, it's just not good. I mean, I almost thought about putting Battlefield in there, the new one, but it's probably better than Crossfire X. So,
All right. This is your moment. This is your time to shine.
Yeah. I've been buying NHL games, since they first started coming out for the Genesis. And we've had good years and we've had bad years. And this year right here, and one of the things that EA always says is NHL, it's in the, EA Sports, it's in the game. This year, by far, they took that saying and they flushed it down the toilet. You look at it from the cover, right from the cover athlete. It's the first year they've had a non-NHL player on the cover. No offense to Sarah Nurse, she's a heck of a Olympian hockey player, but she's not in the NHL. It's not like they have high school football players on Madden, or they don't have they don't have Olympics for that. But even basketball, they don't have minor league basketball players or college basketball players on the cover. They took the whole game and they turned it upside down without actually correcting errors that were in NHL 22, 21, and going back. I mean, all the referees in it are female now. No offense to any of that. I think it's nice to be progressive in the game, but actually work on the gameplay. Actually, that's what people will care about. Don't worry about all this other little stuff. It's the first year that I've spent. I always pre-order it, so I always pay the $70. The game dropped right away because people weren't buying it, and next year will be the first year I won't buy it since the Genesis version because of how bad this game right here is. If you're an NHL, if you're a Xbox Game Pass fan, you today have access to NHL 22. Stay with it, because quite frankly, it's the exact same game minus the little stuff that they changed on this game to try to. I don't know what they were thinking. They just did not make changes to the game to improve it. Everything was cosmetic. So very disappointed. To me, it is by far the worst game of the year. And this is coming from a fanboy of the series.
I think the problem is, and I'm going to speak for everybody because I like to do that. And not just, I don't just mean everybody on this podcast. I mean, everybody in the world. No, this is my opinion. My opinion is that we've come to a point where people's real lives, their politics, their religions, their beliefs, they can't keep them separate from other things. And this goes for whatever your belief system is, whatever your politics are. When I play video games, when I watch movies, it's an escape. Yes. I can watch the news. I can watch talking heads on any news channel, on YouTube, wherever, and I can get my political opinions. I can get my beliefs. I want to just watch a movie or play a video game. I don't want to be lectured. of any kind, regardless of what it is. I don't want to be, and I think that's, and I don't just mean that from like a political or whatever standpoint. I mean, like anything, like everything's infected with people's personal opinions now. And like, we just want to play games. We just want to shoot people. We just, in games.
In games.
We just want to shoot people in games.
In games.
We just want to kill hookers in games.
Games.
We just want to play Minecraft. We just want to like
play
hockey or like Elden Ring. Like, just let us play games.
Beat up stuff with turtles.
Our lives are hard enough as they are. People struggle enough as they are that we don't need to be reminded in our escapes of the inefficiencies in our government or in our society. Like, just let us have one thing: games and movies.
Games and movies.
Just let us have that. Like, let's have a good time. We'll deal with the other stuff outside of it, but for a couple hours, let us enjoy this escape. That's my opinion. And my pick was actually Nobody Saves the World, which I actually just looked up on Steam, and it has a very good rating on Steam. So I don't know if I'm in the wrong here. Nobody Saves the World has a very positive, almost perfect. So maybe the console version was terrible, but I didn't like it. I did not like it. And I'm going to say one thing about Babylon's Fall, because that was the other choice on here. So we had Crossfire X, Nobody Saves the World, Babylon's Fall, NHL 23. I almost picked Babylon's Fall because it hurt me personally. It's a Square Enix game. How often does Square Enix make a bad game?
Not very.
Not very often. I know Andre's doing something over here. Yes.
Say it.
Being silly.
I mean, like, look, that Square Enix is Final Fantasy. And other Kingdom Hearts are not Armored Core, Ogre Battles, whatever. Like, this is a company that goes back pretty far. They had two merged companies, Square and then Enix Soft merged, but that's what we have. But Babylon's Fall is maybe the first game that I will say by Square Enix that was bad. It's not good. But Nobody Saves the World for me was too hectic, too much stuff going on, too many things pulling in different directions. Apparently people on Steam like it, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and that's okay. If I'm wrong and everybody else likes it, that's fine. But I will tell you one thing: I would rather sit blindfolded with hot coals and live grenade up my ass than play that game.
Some people, that's
hot date night.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I couldn't stand it. I tried a couple times to play it. I played it for like a few minutes, 5 minutes. I'm like, no, done, delete.
That's it.
A month later, I would download it and try it again. Nope, done, delete. And that was even, I played Crossfire X, and I still played it more than I could play Nobody Saves the World. So, I don't know. So, guys, I mean, that's the end of the year awards.
Andre, what's your worst game?
Yeah, Andre.
What?
Are you too sweeting?
What's your worst game?
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, I skipped you, Andre. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. It's hard to say because I didn't play anything on that list, but I heard about Crossfire X, so I'm going with Crossfire X because I didn't download it because I heard bad things.
Fair. That's good. That's good. So I guess that wraps it up, man. 2022 went by fast. Look at even how quickly our podcast changed. We added a bunch of different shows. We have Game of the Month. We have Player Nay. We have the flagship podcast. There's one I'm missing. Which one am I missing?
Player Nay, Games of the Month.
The regular one.
I said flagship.
There's one more. You're right. That's a mysterious secret one.
Wait, what am I? This is our podcast. We should know this.
Quick question before we wrap it up, though.
Yeah. What?
What games are you guys looking forward to so far this year?
Atomic Heart.
after playing that Street Fighter beta, I'm really looking forward to that.
You know, Andre, that's a great question. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Collector Vision, the 2 games that they're going to come out with for their club. We know the 3rd game is going to be a reimagination of Demon Attack on the ColecoVision, which that's going to. I can already tell you that they're very excited about that because of the author that's doing it. It's the same guy who did Mario Brothers for the ColecoVision. I mean, if you ever see the port, it's phenomenal. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the other 2 games are. One's an arcade port, one's a port from another system. And I still think this year right here, understand, is the 40th anniversary of the video game crash of 1983. This is that year. It's the year the Atom came out. It's also the year that E.T. was part of that crash. So it'll be very interesting to see what these 2 games are that they're going to do. So that's the ones I'm most excited about. Mike, what about you?
I'd say Starfield. I'm a space guy. I like space.
I almost
science
forgot
fiction.
about Starfield. Yeah.
Yeah, Atomic Heart looks really good. I hate to say it, I have like about 10 I'm looking forward to. But Starfield is probably the one that I hope they don't screw up, but it's good.
Yeah, just not NHL 24.
Not discounting what Starfield potentially could be. It's not going to be Skyrim or Elden Ring.
It's probably not, but I'm still a sci-fi guy, and
I'm hoping that it fills our deepest desires. But just for the record, real quick, I am being told that Babylon's Fall has actually been fixed. And I just dumped on it a little bit for worst game of the year from Square Enix, but apparently it's been fixed. So I don't know. Take that for whatever you want to. If you want to,
it fixed in as in the issue's been repaired, or
I think it's just been new. It's been neutered.
It can't be reproduced.
I don't know. The fix is in on Babylon's Fall, so take that and do what you want with it. So I don't know, guys. Andre, did you say what you were looking forward to?
Oh, yeah, Street Fighter.
Yeah, you did. Sorry.
There's another Bethesda game coming out. It's like you're hunting vampires. Have y'all? Redfall.
Yes, that looks.
That looks good too.
Already forgot about this stuff. Yes, it looks awesome.
I think it's actually supposed to be out in February, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but it won't be Skyrim or Elden Ring.
Or NHL 23.
So I think we're just from now on, all of our podcasts are just going to be like, is the game Elden Ring or Skyrim? Nope. Next.
This is NHL. Nope. Okay, it's in the middle.
Okay, that's good. Positive. Anything else tonight, boys? We've covered the spectrum here. We've probably annoyed every single listener tonight.
Absolutely. Well, the opinions we expressed tonight are the opinions of the 4 hosts that you see in front of you at this time. They do not represent any anybody other than the 4 people on the screen. How about that?
I nominate Bobcat Goldthwait to the Speaker of the House. Guys.
Yeah, I can just imagine him singing Prince's Raspberry Beret. Actually, did that one time in a comedy routine.
Well, as we say here at Techegy Podcast, thank you for being with us in 2022. Thank you for not listening to us if you didn't, but you probably should. What do we normally say here? What's
Never gonna give you up. Oh.
Let you down.
Never gonna turn
Get dirty. My friends.